Oh my goodness. All right, let's do a sound check. Let's see how this sounds. You see, this is the white line I was talking about. See, but Sandra did tell me.
I would have told you in a minute, but I was looking at myself and I didn't look over that way.
I can't get it off. This is part of the swelling.
That's from the sun.
Yeah. And I know my passion is going to talk about it. They're going to get like fashion. Especially after they did that PSA. Okay, tell them. And if they got the nasty white line right here, stop. Oh, I didn't see it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Their mouth does not look like that. Stop lying. Like, that's a great and an easy, free way to be a great friend. Okay? They're going to be like, Passion, you got some white shit on your mouth. You know, so I'm like...
You are grossing me out right now.
And it's recorded! No! Yo! I don't know what this can't be like.
I literally watched the video of like 80
How y'all getting high in the back of my interview? What y'all right there? The camera right here.
Yes,
we can.
What we talking about?
We talking about. Wait, we supposed to be doing a sound check. Public service announcement. Passionate. Let me tell you something. So what is this Passion PSA podcast? Who am I? Well, they call me Passion, short for passion, no last necessary. Why is there no last name necessary? Because the first name says it all. I am Passion and all that embodies. What do I do here? I give you the life coaching that you know you need, but don't enroll yourself in. When did I start? Actually, 2017. I'd leave a PSA on my Instagram regarding something I'd observed, and now we've evolved to this. Why do I do it? Why not? If even one person is able to take away one thing that changes their life, someone else's life, or changes the world for the better, then I've done what I was charged to do. So come on in, sit and listen for a while. There's something here for everyone at the Passion PSA podcast. Greetings and salutations, passionate newcomers, visitors, and guests. Welcome to another episode of the Passion PSA podcast, where I, Passion No Last Necessary, your Get You Right guru, issue a weekly public service announcement about whatever I've observed or was on my mind. This is a for your consideration zone where the objective is to offer you a perspective you may not have previously considered, to A, expand your thinking, and B, to aid you in becoming a better version of yourself, for yourself and for others. This is a safe space, but not necessarily a delicate one. I will never rob you of your right to feel how you feel. Same way I will not sugarcoat whatever it is I have to say. The objective is to get you to higher thinking. Passionates, I'm in Greece. And today we have a special guest. We have one of the hosts of this trip that I'm on. So first of all, I decided I was going to celebrate my homegirl's birthday. And she decided she was going to Greece Yacht Week. So we are literally, right now, if you look behind us, you can see mountain ranges and Grecian beauty and all kind of stuff. I'm trying to shield it a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. I'll get you some more footage. But we are in Greece on top of our catamaran. We have been sailing around the Isles of Greece for this entire week. It has been absolutely amazing. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Tennay Davis. She is one half of TNT Travel Team. She was the coordinator of this. I met Tennay last year in Puerto Rico, and we basically we fell into our friendship like almost immediately, and here we are in Greece, in the middle of the ocean. We're in the Mediterranean right now. What's going on, T?
Hey, how's it going?
All is well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm in Greece.
I'm in Greece.
We
outside. In Greece.
We
can't get no more outside than this.
We all the way outside.
So tell me how you got started with TNT Travel Team.
Prior to this, I had did 20 years in the military, and I got the travel bug then.
Okay.
And then I was working for a vacation organization right after I retired. And during COVID, I kind of wasn't liking some of the movements. And I kind of wanted to do, kind of just branch off into my own thing the way I wanted to do it. Trips that were more, open and free, but kind of still custom to things that I thought, people would like because I like them. And so we just jumped in, and me and my husband just decided, let's do it. And we did it.
How hard was it to get started?
Actually, I went through a third party to get started, and the process was very, 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 very easy.
Okay.
Now, finding clients, that is not so easy. It's easy to throw your name up and, open up a social media page and say, hey, I got a business. But it's not easy finding clients and then getting repeat clients. And then, because people trusting you with a vacation, and a vacation is a big thing. Some people save up for years to go on one vacation, and it's their time too, because it's not only a vacation, it's a lot of people don't get a lot of time to take a vacation. So we wanted to make sure that we was doing it right, and getting people to just trust us was a thing. And people know we travel, so I think that trust is kind of there, and they like when we come with them, but we don't always go with them. Usually we don't. So yeah, building that trust for sure.
So okay, you said usually you don't. So when you're doing a trip, like you'll lay out a custom plan, like talk me through that process.
Yes. So what we do is, let's say you was like, all right, Nay, I want a vacation, right? Cool. I'm gonna send you a form. You fill out the form, and I do the research for you. I'm gonna take what you're looking for, your budget, where you want to go. Sometimes people don't even know where they want to go, and I kind of give them an idea where they want to go, how many people they're going with, and I just basically custom create them a trip.
Okay.
So it's not like you're booking on Expedia or booking or beep beep. I don't know if I can say that. All of that kind of stuff, because there you're just picking something and that's it. I mean, we're doing like check-ins for their flights, where people call me, they're like to host it and make sure my dinner. We literally try to handle every little detail.
Almost like concierge.
Like a concierge service, for sure. But it depends, because we don't offer it every single trip. So it just depends on what people want to pay for.
Okay. All right. So where are some of the trips that you have planned for people?
Oh, wow. We plan a lot of trips to Greece. Believe it or not, Greece is my niche. I used to live here. So I lived here for almost like 16 months.
Wow.
So we have a good understanding of Greece, the Greece culture, stuff like that, and just trying to teach people that. So we definitely try to push people to come to Greece, because it's so different. As I told you, the conversation we had this morning. But we plan trips to, the Caribbean's our niche too, because, I met you there. We was living in Puerto Rico. We kind of still live in Puerto Rico. But Caribbean, the Caribbean, all the Caribbean islands, we do a lot of those for sure. But we do a lot of Greece, Italy, Spain, Ghana. Man, we have a lot of people going to Ghana. We just did a big trip to Ghana. We got another one coming up, and then we got like 2 more at the end of the year.
When is the next one to Ghana?
The next one to Ghana is we're in July. The next one to Ghana is in September.
Okay.
So, but it's a big trip, but it's a big private trip. Like they hit us up, they got we got a big private trip going. Like I'm not going.
Okay.
It's a family private trip, like a family reunion type style trip. But we also do T&T big trips too that we put together. Everybody's welcome on those, but feel free to hit us up. But yeah, a lot of trips. Anywhere you want to go, we could figure it out. You know what I mean? Like we got you, but we do the research on it, and then I be looking on people's Facebook pages. I be calling them. I be looking to try to see if I could feel their vibe, so I could curate the trip for them. That's the difference between us and like just booking something on your own, or
So for those of you who are thinking about starting as a travel agent, these are some things that you could consider. Y'all don't mind my lip. It's swollen. It's sunburned. But anyway, those are things that you can consider. The more tailor-made the trip, one, the more work you're going to have to do. 2, the more support you may need. 3, the better the feedback you're going to get, because the more work you put in, really and truly, like if you have grateful customers, because sometimes you don't. But when you have a grateful and appreciative customer, they are going to appreciate you putting in that extra legwork, that extra time. The fact that you would take the time to go to somebody's page and see what type of person they already are, so that you can make sure that like you curtail some things and you cater to other things, that's super important. So I personally appreciate it for this particular trip, even though this wasn't necessarily custom made for me and it wasn't my birthday trip, but I'm having an amazing, incredible time that I can't even describe. So okay, how long ago did you start doing this?
In March of 2021.
Okay.
So not that long ago.
Was it expensive for you to get started?
Not at all. I think I paid I want to say like $179.
Okay.
And then I pay an upkeep. I mean, there's some outside expenses that I pay because I hire, I have a team that some people might not have, but I have people to help me with my admin side, because this is a lot of work, my admin side. I prefer to do all the research myself if I can, but I do have a team with that too, but I still got to go back and like triple check everything because my name's on it, and I'm not at the point where I have people on my team that are me or that are working like how I'm gonna work. But it wasn't expensive, and the upkeep monthly is like $39, and I think that's really, really, really inexpensive considering the amount of money you make. So I heard, some agents say they pay like $5,000 or $10,000 to start. And I mean, to each his own. I'm not going to knock that because it really just depends on what kind of agency you're looking for, what kind of people you want to be in business, and, how you want to move. So just pick something that's in your budget that's good for you. That's how I feel.
Okay. When traveling, what are some things that you would recommend that people know? Like, it doesn't matter where you're going. What are some tips that you would give people to travel in general?
I would say the number one tip I would say is like walk into any space with a clean mind, an open mind, a clean slate, right? Because we all have these preconceptions of what we think a place is going to be. We saw pictures of somebody there. We read in a magazine. We saw on Facebook. We saw on Google TripAdvisor or something. I read the reviews, or I'm used to doing this, and this, People are sometimes used to doing things, eating certain things, going to the bathroom and it being a certain way, traveling a certain way, having the temperature a certain way, laying on certain type of pillows. It's those kind of things. But I would tell you when you're traveling, like, I get it, you like what you like and you want to pay for what you like. But if you could just open up your mind, I promise you will experience a greatness that you can't even explain. So yeah, there might be some things that are not like you like, but if you can focus on the good, that doesn't mean you can't have a bad day or complain about something you don't like. It just means you don't have to be grateful for being there, but just be grateful for being alive and being there. I hope that makes sense.
It does. In other words, you might not be enjoying this particular moment, but overall, enjoy the experience because it's a new experience regardless. And if you weren't having this experience, you'd probably be doing something super mundane, complaining about that, like being at work every day. Because how many people do we know, some of us, ourselves included, we're complaining about our jobs, but we're not leaving them. We're complaining about what we do, but we're not learning a new skill set. We're complaining about something where we live, but we're not looking to move, or we're talking about how much money we don't have. Like, yeah, this moment might be whack, but that doesn't have to make the trip whack. The trip is still dope, and you're still alive to be in this moment. And that in and of itself is a privilege.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, on vacations, it's gonna be something. Your whole vacation is not gonna be 100. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be at 100 the whole vacation. There's gonna be some times where you feel like a 2. Like I had a moment yesterday and I was just annoyed a little, you know what I mean? And so everybody went to go somewhere and I went and had 2 mojitos, and I sat down by myself and just enjoyed the view. And it was like a reset, like boom, boom, like cool. I'm gonna just reset myself real quick and this will work. And you just gotta find that for you. And you just got to be cognizant that some people on vacation are going to have their moment at a time you're not having your moment, and trying to be able to just communicate without, I see a lot of girls trips mostly where they be arguing and stuff like that, and kind of just taking a moment, be like, all right, girl, we having a moment. Let's take a break and reset. And that's just maturity and just trying to figure it out, because everything's not going to be perfect all the time, but the trip is perfect. It's imperfectly perfect. So we in Greece right now. I can't think of a better place to be, with a better person, with a better crew, with a better squad. Yeah, it's been some little bumps, but overall
it's been
I come
incredible.
to Greece every year, and this is hands down one of my favorite trips for sure. This squad was amazing.
Yeah.
These people are amazing,
and
they trusted me with their vacation, so I hope they have good things to say, and I'll accept their constructive feedback and criticism as we should, and then work on doing better for next year. Look at my lips too.
Nah, she don't have the white line. I had the white line. Remember I just put that PSA up? I had the white line, y'all. I was not outside. I was looking real crazy. But what you call it? When would you say within yourself that you got to that level of maturity to be able to put your feelings in your pocket and say, okay, I recognize that I'm in my feelings, but it is just a moment and the moment will pass?
I would say every day is a work in progress. I have to tell myself, like, today It's gonna be a good day. Don't get it. And I had a friend, you know, take me to a place that and I had to just walk away and be like, all right, I'm not going to do this today, because technically they wasn't taking me to a place. I was taking me to a place.
Say that again.
Right? They wasn't taking me to a place. I was taking me to a place. You know, you can't control what people say or do to you, but you can control how you react to it. So I just ignored it.
Opt out. We talk about this all the time, Passionates. You have to be able to opt out. And it's not always easy, but it is something that you have to work on actively and intentionally. Opt out. Like, you know what? If somebody's demanding an explanation or something, that doesn't mean you have to give it to them. We're not talking about this right now. But we're not talking about this right now. But I want to, you know what? When they exit the conversation, I'm good on that.
Just left.
You're going to do yourself the biggest favor you've ever done by opting out. Let them stay and confuse themselves and aggravate themselves, but your peace is paramount. That's why when you're on, so pack your peace. That's one thing that I would definitely recommend. Pack your peace, pack your patience, because things are going to go left. Things are going to come up that you are not expecting. You could be having a great day and somebody come and say something to you and turn your whole world upside down. And if you need to take an hour to be like, you know what, I'm in my bag right now and I just want to push this down this cliff.
Don't do it. And I'm telling you, like, I travel a lot. Like, we literally lost our luggage. We don't have, you know, we lost our luggage.
People on this trip.
And I'm here in Greece till September, and this is July, okay? And you lose your luggage, and you just gotta be like, you know, it's frustrating. And believe me, you might have something in there, like, it's frustrating. But don't let it ruin your trip. You know what I mean? You people get stuck. You might be stuck at an airport. You figure it out.
What was the recommendation that you gave all of us when we were booking our flights?
Okay, I recommended everybody coming early.
That's one.
I recommended everybody coming early. I recommended everybody get trip insurance. Okay, travel protection. And I sent the link out. Just, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I can't force you to get it, but it is highly, highly, highly recommended. I think almost everybody on the trip has travel insurance. It will save you if you stuck somewhere crazy. And it covers, like, if you lose your bags. It covers, you know what I mean, like, if you get hurt and you need to be flown up off this yacht. We just had somebody jumping off. She could have fell and hit her head and needed to be medevaced out, you know. You need that kind of travel insurance, you know.
She was trying to spacewalk on the
she was.
On the life vest. The third thing that she recommended.
I recommended so many things. I don't know the third thing, the travel light. That one?
No. The third thing that she recommended, if you can afford it, travel at least business class if you're traveling for an extended period of time. Because if you get hemmed up in the airport, then you will at least be able to take a shower and lay down. When they were traveling, Troy wasn't feeling well. Troy's the other half of TNT travel team. Troy was not feeling well, and Troy had to go lay down. And they were able to. Now, think about how many times you've seen on the news, especially if you're in the Northeast, you've seen on the news all these flights getting canceled because of the snow, and you see people laying on that hard floor. Nobody want to lay on no hard tile that everybody's been stepping on. You want to lay somewhere comfortable. You want to be able to brush your teeth and wash your face and perhaps wash the rest of your parts. So if you're traveling business class, when you're on the plane, you're going to get a different level of service. When you're off the plane, you're going to get a different level of service. So if you can afford it, fly business class at minimum.
Yes, I would hands down say that for sure. And we was delayed an extra 12 hours, and you know, at our layover, we missed the connection, and my husband was real sick. He got sick. He had like food poisoning, and he was sick. And believe me, that business class, first class lounge was hitting for sure. You know what I mean? He was in a bed. He was in a bed the whole time. You know, there was different kind of, you know, it's just a different level of service, like she said. I did say that recommendation.
You did. You said I recommend to anybody travel business class if you can. At least it doesn't have to be first class, but at least business class, because it will save you a lot of headache, and that served them extremely, extremely well. If you're planning on doing a trip anytime soon, the sooner that you can start booking your flight, the better, because prices are not going down right now. I was looking at flights for next year for places where the flights should have been like a couple $100s and they're like a couple $1,000. The sooner you can start, especially if you're on a budget, start looking now, so you can either start paying on layaway if you can, or you can hit them up, Definitely. Because Tennay, let me tell you something about Tennay. Tennay, every day, first of all, she was already here. And she's still, so 7 hours ahead is Greece from the Northeast. She's here. So it's 3 a.m. in New York. It's 10 a.m. here. She hasn't slept. And she's like, yo, get online right now. The flight from here is 1,200. Get online right now. I seen one for 700. Mind you, she's coordinating for 20 people who are in different states. So keep that in mind. If you're doing that work for yourself and you don't have a lot of patience and you know that you're not a good researcher, a travel agent is your friend. And travel agents use travel agents, just so you know. Because sometimes they don't want to do their own work.
I used one to book my flights here. I did. I was busy and I was like, you know what, I'm going to hit a travel agent up. Because doing your own stuff is different. You know what I mean? Just doing your own stuff is different. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to just hit him up. He did a great job. He got me a great deal on a business flight, and that's what I would do for somebody else. But I didn't want to spend the time working on my own stuff because I had to work on other people's stuff. So I hit him up. You know?
Right. This is a trip that you do annually, yes?
Yes, and we're expanding this trip, so there will be multiples of these running next year. We will do another big one too in August, bigger than this one. There'll be a huge mega one. We'll definitely send out VIP invites for those that were on this trip first, because there will be limited availability. We'll be hitting some different islands. We'll be doing the Ionian Sea, you know, Zakynthos, and you know, Corfu, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be dope.
That's what's up. That's what's up. If you had 3 things that you absolutely would want the Passionists to take away from this conversation, what would they be?
Don't let people get you out your character. That's one.
Super important.
You know, when you're packing for vacation, like you said, just be open-minded and just, you know, pack your patience with you. And have fun. Try new things. Get outside your box, right? I mean, there's a whole world outside your building, your house, your
block,
your city, wherever you're at. You know, and a lot of people, they be like, oh, I'm traveling, and that's good. And we ain't gonna talk bad about those. I think you should travel anywhere you go, but I would definitely say try to get out. If you could get outside your country, you know, and try to go to a place where they barely speak English, you know, and try to learn the language, and just really try to experience the culture, the food.
Actively.
Food, the people, the language. And I'm telling you, you will have an amazing time. They will treat you so much better. Somebody, I think yesterday or today told me, I think he was getting different service or something like that. And immediately, I don't know the reason I was getting different service, but I immediately thought it could be because I went to the restaurant where I knew we were going to be early, and I just spoke to them and just said, hey, how's it going? Let me see the menu. But I tried to speak the language, which I noticed you've been doing a lot here too. So I feel like when you do that, people are more receptive to you when you're outside of their culture, you know, instead of, oh, typical Americans want everything to be, you know, this way. So please keep an open mind. Keep an open mind.
Absolutely.
Let it be all the way open. You know, if it's not open, you can't accept new things into it. So it has to be open.
To piggyback on that, especially to Americans, when you're learning new languages, whether it's in school, whether it's on the fly, try your best to speak it authentically. It really is a compliment to the native speakers.
Yes.
They really find that complimentary, and they're like, oh my goodness, wow, like you speak really well. You have no idea how many people are like, oh, you speak Greek, and I'm like, chill out.
Yes.
Chill out. We're not doing that. I'm learning.
2 words, right?
Right.
You're like, I don't know anything else.
Right, but it's my goal to learn. It's a great communication tool wherever you are, especially if you're in New York. Every culture lives in New York. So depending on where you are, you're going to stumble across a neighborhood where you'll be able to use what you've learned. So take it back with you. And if you already live in that neighborhood, go ask them words. You have a Korean vegetable stand in your neighborhood, go ask them how you say hi, how you say thank you, how you say please, how you say how much. Simple things like that will get you a lot of answers. Ask them how you count from 1 to 10. Ask them the 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I did that. So when I went in the store and I'm like, Posakani, they're like, oh, and then they're running the price off to me in Greek because I just asked them how much it cost. It is very complimentary to learn a few words and try to learn it as authentically as possible. Don't be outside talking about bonus nachos, okay?
Yeah. And the language,
No.
And the languages you learn when you're traveling, you might learn a word in Greece and then realize that that same word is similar to Spanish, right? And it really just helps you just, I would say for sure learning Spanish has helped me with Greek. And then you find out that Greek has most of the words, from the English language, because we took all the words, Greek is part of the original language. But, I think it's just good. Just do it. Open mind.
Open mind, I would say, you did mention pack light. So what I would say from pack light is to make sure that when you do pack, if you're gonna bring a checked bag, make sure that your carry-on, if you can, let's say you're doing a trip like this, right? So we've been on the water for 8 days.
Yeah.
Okay. If nothing else, if you can fit 8 outfits so that you have an outfit a day with underwear and bathing suit, pack that in your carry-on. Why would I say that? Because if your check bag, why you laughing?
I'm laughing.
Because if your check bag gets lost,
no,
I'm saying, but like, I'm not saying, so something that's this is not a long dress. It's barely, don't come to my knees. I can't even say barely. Barely covers my thigh.
I would say for sure for a trip like this, so I'm a little more minimalistic. I would say have maybe 3 or 4 outfits for sure, right? Because for guys, packing a lot their stuff is a lot bigger, it's a lot.
Right.
And then you can always, it's gonna sound crazy, but you can just wash stuff out and you can literally, I think there's some clothes hanging up on the side of the boat with some clothespins.
Yeah, that's mine.
When you're yachting, you don't really need as much as you think you need. When you're planning a trip, you're like, oh my God, I want to be Kim K with 50 million outfits a day, and we do a little bit of that, but you don't need it. You could do a few linen shorts and a few linen shirts or something really light and airy because it's hot. And you spend, now, ladies, bathing suits, bring your bathing suits, but you're going to want to shop too, so.
When you're shopping, you don't want to spend millions of dollars on stuff that you're afraid you're going to lose. If you can't afford to lose it, leave it. Go to Rainbow and go get you something that you can afford. That's cute, okay?
Shein.
Right. Shein. You better go online and order some stuff or what have you. So give yourself ample time to order your stuff, to pack your stuff. Definitely pack your patience. Be mindful if you're going on a group trip that there are a group of people. So if you're going on a trip where there are 20 participants, there are 20 personalities. So your personality may be a great match for somebody Monday through Wednesday, and by Thursday it's like, yeah, I needed to do you in doses and now I'm overdosing. I ain't done with it. They're still a good person and you're still a good person, but y'all need your space. But you have to be mindful that they still deserve their personhood. You have to leave room for them to be who they are, as well as expecting that people are going to leave room for who you are. But if you expect for somebody to leave room for you, it is non-optional. You have to leave room for them. We're going to do an episode on that too, because y'all be leaning on my nerves. I'm about to take that one personal. What would be the third thing that I would say? You said that you have a team. Do you have virtual assistants?
I had a virtual assistant, but I had to let them go because they weren't mirroring what I wanted. They had what they wanted, and I get that, but it wasn't what I wanted. And so the content that I was putting out, I didn't feel like was...
They were a match?
Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't authentic. I didn't feel authentic. And I don't, I was hoping not to micromanage it because I want somebody that just could, kind of like how I cater and concierge to people's trips. I wanted somebody to kind of do that for my social media without having to pay $5,000 a month for it. So, but I couldn't get it. So my content is my own. Passion gave me a bunch of tips and it's been working in 2 days. So, she said, hey, try this. And, but I'll sit and just do some stuff and put some videos. And, lately I just started that because before I would just put a picture and, hey, you want to book. But we get most of our clients I get most of my clients by Facebook, believe it or not, and word of mouth. I get people sending me emails every day. Hey, such and such took a trip with you. They really loved it. We want to take a trip. But yeah, so no virtual assistant yet. I have admin assistants, but no social media yet.
But she does have a team.
I do.
So be mindful when you're starting a venture. If you don't have a team, it requires a lot more. And we've talked about that because that this is what One Woman Does Productions and Publications, LLC. And it's a lot of work being 5 and 10 people. So if you already have a full-time job and you are starting your business, it's going to take time. If you don't have the money to be able to bring help on board, it's going to take time. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up.
I decided, even when I wasn't making a lot of money, I had to pay some people to do a few things, right? Because if not, I wasn't going to be able to give the quality that I wanted.
Right.
So for a few months, I didn't make money. You know what I mean? But when you do, it makes it so worth it, because now your team is set. You're ready to go. So you just gotta, sometimes it's a little sacrifice with a business, but it's not, like I said, it's not a lot. Like, the amount was really, really low, especially for me and my husband, who sometimes we spend money on things that just whatever, you know. So sometimes we not the Huxtables or nothing like that,
Right.
you know. But I would say it's worth it if you really, like she said, you want to take your take your business seriously. To take your business seriously, think about things you can cut out that you can go towards your business. So I like sunglasses and, you know, purses and Louboutins. I haven't bought a pair of Louboutins in forever, since my business started, because I could use that money to put towards my business to make more money. And it's just a different way of thinking. You know, we still cute out here though.
I had a different pair of sunglasses on every day, and not one of them cost more than $10. And I was
I can't say
fabulous.
that
I know
right
you
now.
can.
I had a few pair of regular ones, but I usually, you know, I got my things. We all have our things.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a lot about sacrifice when you're starting a business.
Yeah.
So I sacrificed a lot of just stuff. But I'd rather spend that money on experiences instead of things.
You'll acquire additional skills, and you'll enhance your skills, and you'll be able to network so much on a group trip. So that's also something to consider. Even if you're like a solo traveler, going on a group trip is a great way for you to be able to network. Like, Troy and I were laughing downstairs. He was like, nah, next year we might have to bring you on. Hey. Hold on. I told y'all we on a boat. And the boat is moving. Troy and I were laughing downstairs, and he was like, nah, next year we might have to bring you as the media management team. Like, because I came with my iPad.
Put in the budget, probably. You know what I mean?
There
If we
you
know
go.
ahead of time. But you got to be doing media management stuff.
There you go. But I mean, and I have no objection to that. Like, I already planned to do, outside of this interview, I already planned to do some additional stuff for this. And that was not something that they requested. That was something that I was volunteering to do. So when you go on a trip like this, bring your skills with you.
Bring your friends with you.
Bring your friends, bring your skills, because you never know how you could politic your skills or network your skill set and turn that into a
whole free summer of
Man.
traveling around the Mediterranean.
Man, listen.
Because we need someone like that. Because I'm always doing it. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I gotta stop and do this.
Right.
Yeah.
But to have somebody who's there to have a good time, but also doesn't mind holding the camera, and who will sacrifice the body for the shot. Do what you gotta do for the shot. Because, y'all, I was on some floors, okay? I was in some deep squats, but I got the shot.
And she was on 2 wheels.
Right.
You tell them about that yet?
I ain't telling them about that yet.
She gonna tell y'all that.
Man,
She gonna tell y'all that.
that's gonna be a whole vlog, y'all.
I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it.
Y'all, let's just say my first time on an ATV, I had 3 accidents in less than 3 hours. And it wasn't my fault. 2 of them were. 2 of them were, but 1 of them wasn't. Oh my gosh. But I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't even trade Biz trying to abandon us. Trying to take us into the honeybee farm. Y'all, we have so many stories to tell. But I am not going to belabor the time. I'm actually going to go spend some more time with Nate. We're going to go get us some sunblock, because our legs are cooking in the sun. And it's a little bit of shade
right now.
Right, just a little bit of shade.
Sacrifice your
body for the shot.
My butt and back and legs is gonna be burning right now. I'm like, I sunblocked the front. I didn't catch the back.
Right. All I got was my shoulders. And my legs are out here cooking. So, but it is what it is. Passion is. This is an amazing experience, and I do hope that you will, travel overseas if you don't already live overseas. 2, I hope that you will travel someplace for more than a couple days. If you have the time available, travel for 7 days. Do something like this. Places where there are multiple islands. Like, don't just go to the Bahamas and go to Grand Bahama. Go to the Bahamas and go find out about all of the islands.
Bimini, some of the smaller ones.
The ones that I don't know about. Yeah. Go to those. The ones where the people are from. When people are like, oh, where are you from? That are actually Bahamian Like, go to those places. Don't necessarily just go to the touristy spots. Even if that means you stay in an Airbnb because you're spending less money on the resort, so you can spend more money on the experience. You can interact with the locals. You can meet the person who's gonna, you paid $100 a day to have a personal cab driver who's gonna drive you around to all the spots, do the haggling for you. Do it. It's worth it. We've done it before. We actually did that in Cuba. We stayed at a resort, but we had a personal driver, and he took us everywhere. And he was
Cuba,
fantastic.
Because we couldn't stay in a hotel in Cuba because of the rules. We did a home. We had some people host us.
And it's a fantastic experience. Cuba's beautiful.
You could do home swaps too. I'm not talking about the ones that you find online, but like if you know some people somewhere else and you could kind of meet them in places like this, right? Like last time we were here, we met people from Norway, Spain. We still keep in touch. You know, I could be like, all right, I'll come visit y'all for a week, and then I'm in Puerto Rico. Y'all can come visit me for a week. Now, guess what? You got a vacation for a week where you ain't got to worry about lodging. So just meet people, network.
It's important. Get out, get in the middle of the ocean. Jump off a boat if you can swim. If you can't swim, put on a floaty. But just remember, if you put on a floaty, the water's going to carry you somewhere. So be able to at least move your arms so you can get back to the boat. Get out, experience the world. Meet new people, experience new culture. Network with other people. Shop your skill set. Budget. Spend the money for it because it's worth it. I mean, brunch is great. But traveling the world, I don't know. To me, it's a little bit greater. Maybe not to you, but trust what I'm telling you. I could be wrong, but I'm not. Right.
Brunch in Greece.
Or have brunch in Greece. How about that? That's it, Passionists. That's all I wanted to say. If you have listener letters, you can email them to me at mybrilliantfriendpassion@gmail.com, or you can leave your comments below the episode. If you are listening on your favorite listening platform, rate this, star it. Make sure you give it 5 stars. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate it. Subscribe, share. Make sure you let other people know that we are out here and we're doing amazing things. We're even out here buying equipment to make sure that we have travel equipment on the go, okay, outside in Greece. If you would like to make a contribution, a financial contribution, a donation of any sort, you can do so via PayPal, via Zelle, via there are a couple more. Cash App, yeah, that's one. There's 2 other ones, but they're escaping me right now because I'm in Greece. But they'll be below in the description box. Make sure you click on that. There's some other links down there as well. Thank you so much, Nay, for being my special guest, for climbing up on top of this boat with me and doing this interview literally in the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean. Parakalo means you're welcome. It means please. Efkaristo, that means thank you. Efkaristo parapoli. Thank you very much. I'm outside. I'm about to go inside briefly so I can get some sunblock. Y'all go forth. Be great. Be filled with bliss. Be armed and empowered with knowledge. Go travel the world. Go have a great time. And if you need help doing so, please contact Tennay of TNT Travel Team, or Troy. You've probably seen him walking behind us at some point, of TNT Travel Team. Follow them. What's your Instagram?
At TNT Travel Team.
What's your TikTok?
At TNT Travel Team.
What's your Facebook?
At TNT Travel Team.
Okay. Can y'all find her? I hope so. And then that's it. In all things, be passionate. See you later. And that's a wrap, sis.